And we're live, man. We're live.
What's up, everybody?
Hey, everybody. Welcome back. We are back with another fun episode of the EDC Hour. And Dirk is dressed for the occasion.
I am. I figured we're going to give some stuff away today. Several stuffs. Okay. We've got, the featured item is this Yellow Day Energy NFRZ full titanium torch, flashlight, light,
Nice,
whatever you want to call it. That you had to join, you had to comment on the YouTube video about this. So you've got a few minutes. If you need to go and sign up still, you got a few minutes. You can do that.
Yeah, and y'all know I'm running against y'all too. I commented on that one, so
He did. It's up for grabs. I think there's 300 and something comments. So your odds are.
I win, I'm keeping it. I'm not gonna do that. Oh, don't give it to me. I mean, like, nope, that bitch is mine.
That's cool. I got another one also later. We're gonna give one away today. And then I've got some other small stuff to give away for the people that are here. So
nice.
Comment, as the banner thing says there, comment hashtag 10K in the comments of this video, and then hang out because you got to be here to win this stuff today. I got like a Kubi knife. I've got a Schrade OTF and a what is this? This is the Bright Night headlamp flashlight.
Oh, that's cool.
Nothing super exciting, like nothing super expensive or anything. Obviously, the main event is the torch from Yellow Day Energy. Okay, but for those of you that come to the live streams, I got some, we'll call them consolation prizes. But don't worry, the big main giveaway isn't even with me yet. That is a fully handmade custom knife from Todd Fisher Sr. So
that's gonna be sweet.
That's about a $3,500 knife that I'm paying for. Okay,
that's huge, man.
I am buying it. He is not giving me he's not giving it to me. He is charging me normal price, but doing some extra upgrades to it for the normal price, if that makes sense. Much like Chris over at Yellow Day Energy. I bought these lights at normal price to give away. They're $400 a piece. But for $400, all you get is the light. What you're going to get here today is a little holder. Put on your desk if you like. Lanyards and a bead, a patch, and like a microfiber cleaning cloth. Some swag stuff. And the nicer zippered pouch.
That's probably one of the nicer giveaway packages I've seen.
So I don't mess around, guys. I don't mess around. I'm spending a lot of money to do this giveaway, and it's okay, which is fine. But to that point, real quick, super chats are open. If you want to donate, you can. And I do have channel membership for 99 cents a month, which you get no perks out of. But one of the items that I do have, I'm going to do a giveaway just for my currently 7 membership people. They're going to get the chance. So you have those guys have a 1 in 7 chance of winning right now. Okay. So there are a couple of ways if you want to help. And I only say that just because I'm spending thousands of dollars right now to give away. So all of the giveaways are open to international people. So if you're in another country outside of the United States, enter. We'll figure out the shipping, depending on who and where and what. Maybe I can't ship you something because of your local laws. We'll figure it out, okay? But what bothers me is a lot of channels say US only. And to me, for me personally, that's a rude. There are so many of my viewers are international. I want to make sure and include everybody on that. All right, let me take a look at some of these comments while Alex tells you what we have on the agenda for today.
Yeah, so So I think today, like we'll chat about some new product that we've gotten. I know I've gotten a few knives. I know you got a couple new things that are fun to talk about. So we'll
Yep.
show a couple things and talk about that. I think after that we're gonna go ahead and move into the what the main subject you think, the FOMO.
Yes.
What which is something I think that's a fun chat to have. That'll be great to talk about because that video you did, I guess I related. I think we all relate to that a
I
little
think we
bit.
all relate to FOMO, and I did a video recently talking about that, partially because I just one, it's a good topic. Two, I didn't really want to do a tabletop review like I normally do at that particular day, so I just did kind of a random discussion, Dirk discussion, I call him. And that name, Dirk discussion, actually came from Jim Skelton because I rambled a few times, and then he messaged me or something. Goes, you should call that a Dirk discussion, and it kind of stuck. So yeah, kind of cool. Yeah, FOMO. It's a thing. Why do we buy what we buy? Do we buy it because we really want it? Or do we buy it because somebody posts up that, hey, there's 10 of these available. They're going to be available at 5 p.m. tomorrow night. And then we feel like we have to buy it because there's only 10 of them.
Yes, I have to have it now.
Some of it does happen that way.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
And in my video, I talked about some things I have bought in over the years because of that. And I get it, and I'm like, I don't really love this. Why do I want to keep it, or do I want to just sell it?
No, I've had kind of a similar thing, but then I have the problem where like I like it and I keep it, and then I don't flip it, and then I buy the next thing I want to buy, and then I keep that, and then
That's generally how I work as well. I have back here in these drawers are knives, and there's other stuff too. And I'm going to do a studio tour of the new studio here. And I'll talk more about what's in those drawers. My Pelican cases to put my knives in is there, some extra video gear, just some of that stuff. Just kind of
right.
a junk drawer or two, I'll be honest. But there's knives in there that are just kind of there. Like, am I going to keep them? Probably, because it's not worth trying to sell some of them. But other ones, I'm like, maybe it's time to let some go. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, what does the chat say? All the people there. Have you guys bought something and then because of FOMO and gotten it, not liked it, and then sold it? I want to know. Let me know.
I've also bought some stuff that a lot of people like, and that ended up being just as good as I thought it was, or better. I actually have a knife here that is a good example of that.
Yeah.
And it's something I just purchased recently. It's this
Mm-hmm.
Microtech LUDT. I really wanted one of the older versions of this, but they came out with this new Gen 3 version.
Right.
I didn't go with anything crazy, like no crazy colors, no crazy whatevers. I just got as plain Jane of one as I could get because I just like the way it looks just like this. So, but this thing has been a cutting monster, and that's kind of what they're known for.
Yes.
And I've been using this thing this week, and I gotta say, like, I am relatively shocked at how well the blade geometry is on this thing. And yeah, it's exactly like what people say it is, except maybe even a little bit better. So, that's a
Okay.
good example for me of something.
And then
Quite
we've got New Zealand Nick here, and
I never ever sold a
he's
knife.
never sold a knife. Now, I will tell you guys, I literally just today boxed up a box of knives to ship to him in New Zealand. It's going to go out tomorrow. There's like 12 knives. And then there's 3 fixed blades that the box they came, they're too big for the box. I got to kind of sort that out. But those are going to go to him soon too. But This dude has bought a bunch of knives. And what's crazier to me is he lives in New Zealand. You're not allowed to carry knives in New Zealand. Like, I'm sure out in the country, and if you're camping, like, but you can't, like, not here, like in America, where you can just carry a knife in your pocket to go to work. They can't do that in New Zealand. So him and my other friend, Aussie Mike, a good friend of the channel, they have more knives than I do. I've got 70-ish that I track. He's got 100, at least, maybe 200. And he doesn't sell them.
He's going to beat me pretty soon.
I'm not worthy.
Massive storage thing.
Todd Carr doesn't really sell them. He gives them away sometimes.
Yeah.
Oh, here, Jay. Why is it so small on my screen here? I don't understand. Normally it's bigger. Oh, yeah, now it's bigger. I don't know. Yes. So Joey says, yep, SOC JK. I liked it at first, and then after carrying something else for a while and picking it back up, it felt super cheap, and he sold it. So now that's what I would recommend. If you decide that you don't like this knife, just sell it. Don't hang on to it. Don't think about it. Be like my brother. Don't be like me. My brother has actually sold knives before they arrived at his house because he decided he didn't want it as it was shipping to his house. It literally came in, he checked it, and it was shipped out the same day. I'm not that guy.
You know, I tend to buy a lot of stuff that I keep because I feel like when I shop for stuff, I'm rarely surprised. Like I usually get pretty much what I think I'm getting for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't get caught off guard that much and say, oh, this is horrible, I'm selling it. You know, I do popular to contrary belief. I don't just buy stuff. Like I do research what I buy first and then, pick something up. And, that's where like my reviewing style is a little different than yours.
Yep.
Is that, I'm reviewing my personal collection, versus like an influx of all the different things that people send in. So you get to look at a lot more stuff subjectively because you're seeing stuff you didn't even, push the buy now button on.
Yep. Yeah.
So
most of the stuff that you see on my channel, I don't own. I'm going to say most. I do own stuff, of course. You guys know the stuff I own and I carry daily. But yeah, my most recent purchase was this one from Jim Skelton, the Hellraiser Boulder.
That was one of my recent purchases too.
Now, I got mine because I worked a deal with Jim to buy it the day or so before it dropped to the public, and he shipped it out the day before they went live to make sure I could get one. I wanted to try to be first to have one, right? So that I could film it and do that. So he worked with me and he got it sent over. I got the red and black, which was the more limited option to buy.
I actually got that one too.
I went back and forth between the purple haze, the red and black, and the blacked out one. So I don't know.
I kind of went between the orange and black with the silver frame to the all blacked out frame, and I ended up going with this one because I think red carbon fiber is a little more unusual.
Yeah,
and plus, like red and black, and the name is Hellraiser. I think that
just a great combination.
Yeah, it's just it fits it.
Yeah, so I will do a full video on this soon. Spoiler alert, I really like it. I'm having trouble finding anything wrong with it, which Jim will be happy about. I always try to find a little something to complain about, just to be that guy. But I really like it so far. I mean, I've had it for like a couple days, so like literally came yesterday.
What did I predict, man? I said that was going to be the best folder that Jim made thus far. I really thought it was going to be.
I think it is.
I saw a picture of it, like the construction of it. I'm like, oh, that looks way better, way
Yep.
better. And not that the other batches were bad. It's just I think McForce is a little bit of a higher end maker and manufacturer to Tuya knives.
Yes.
So I was expecting more already. And then I think another thing you and I could talk about is because is the price, right? Like they're
Yep.
$400.
Yeah, it's
So
$395 plus shipping. And right now, if anybody's interested, he's doing free shipping on the last however many he has in stock. I don't know how many of each there were.
go
Didn't
get
get
your
into
book.
that, but they're $395 plus shipping. But right now, he sold out about half, he said, on the day of the drop. And now he's offering free shipping. So that saves you like $9 or something. Mine was $407 out the door. So if you want it for $395, you can get it for $395. But I think also, yeah, MechForce is maybe a step above Tuya. And this is Jim's favorite custom design that he made with his custom fixed blades. And so I think he was a little more particular, a little more passionate about this one than maybe the other designs. So
Well,
that's
I
why.
think we can agree that's his flagship, right? His flagship model.
Yeah, this is his flagship model of his whole custom line. So I think he had to make sure to pick the right manufacturer, spend the right amount of time getting a prototypes and back and forth and tweaking and all of that. So maybe, and we're speculating here, of course, and we'll have Jim back on the show again, of course. And we can talk about this here maybe in January or something. We'll see. But I think he probably spent a little more time making sure that it was going to be perfect because it's his flagship custom.
Right. I gotta say, like, one thing that I really like is that I was very curious how he was going to transfer that blade design to a folding knife. I was like, well, that's going to be interesting because I already figured it was going to
Let
be
me
a
grab
rather
the fixed
large.
blade.
Yeah, absolutely. I figured it was going to be a larger handle design because of the dramatic swoop, that it's got. And they did a good job containing it in a very decently shaped size handle. Well, it's an inset lock too, right?
Yes.
It's got Van X steel, which is great.
Yep.
His last folder, which wasn't a huge hit, by the way, and I bought one. I never got it, which I'm gonna try to buy another one because they're still in stock. Is the tibia, right?
Oh yeah.
And the tibia, it was that Bastard Knives that was making and selling them, and he used CPM 3V in that one. So I like that Jim really pays attention to the steel as well as the price is pretty decent for the steel you're getting. Now you can see right there, like, look how nice he translated that from a custom to a folding knife. Like,
I mean,
that's
it's got
really
the finger choil, it's got the harpoon, like they're almost exact.
That's a really good representation of his Hellraiser. So I like that because when you look at it, it's got the same name and it looks like it's related to
It
that.
looks like it's the same. Now, this is the mini Hellraiser fixed blade. The other one is about, I don't remember. I've done videos on them, about 2 inches bigger, maybe overall. And then this is the full size fixed folder. There is going to be a mini Hellraiser folder in the future. And exact dimensions, I don't know, but it will be a little bit smaller. So I will, of course, get one of those because I have to, me and my sets, I will have to have all 3 of his Hellraisers. And it's Hellraiser, like, not razor like you shave, like Red Horse Knife Works. It's Hellraiser Racer.
Yeah, like Raising the Dead.
Like Raising the Dead, like the movie Hellraiser. Like that's
like Pinhead.
like Pinhead.
Although that's funny because that's what I used to make my my Hellraiser video many moons when I was doing a lot of editing.
Yep.
Remember?
I remember that. Paul says, Dirk, have you ever had a Homer Zhao on the channel?
Yes, he has.
I bought a third one 30 minutes ago, which is probably 40 minutes ago now because he made the comment a bit ago. Yes, I have. I've done several, actually. I think the first one was one that Alex sent me up, but I've done several.
It wasn't mine. It wasn't mine. I don't own one of his knives, but
somebody sent me. I've done a couple. I think I have a Homer Zhao playlist.
You have done those because whenever I see his name, I always peek at those because that's a maker I've known of for a long time. He's pretty cool. It's like a Chinese custom knife maker. You know, like it's different because usually when you buy a knife from China, you know, it's a production knife.
Right.
This guy is a legit like custom knife maker. And what I like about him too,
Nick, no. Nick has been on me for, I'm going to say 3 years probably about designing my own knife. I don't think it's ever going to happen.
What I also like about Homer Zoo too is like it's got it really does have like a handmade custom looking feel.
Does.
Like they don't look like machine made knives.
Nope.
And I remember this was back in the days where you could get like an American handmade custom maybe for like $800-900.
Right.
You could get a Homer Zoo for more like $450. So he was a very attractive maker to kind of peek out. And I'd actually like to see more of those knives on your channel too. Those are pretty cool.
I have for sure done a T-Rex, I know. And I'd have to go back and look. I've got like 2,500 videos or something now, so I can't remember them all. But I know I've done a T-Rex from him. And I've done, I don't know, probably 3-4 videos maybe.
Yeah.
Somebody else here, DM says, yes, I should design one. You know, I'm never going to say never. But I don't know. CPM. Dirk would probably design something like a quintuple recurve. Yeah, like I don't know what I would design. I'm curious what a Dirk design knife would look like. So am I. But I'm not curious enough to actually do it because here's the reason. I think there's enough knife designers out there already. I think I don't know enough to design a knife. Quite frankly, just because I've handled 3,000 videos worth of knives doesn't mean I know anything. I'm no expert at this. I'm just a guy with a camera that thought it would be a good idea to start a YouTube channel literally 5 years ago. 5 years ago coming on Wednesday. So, yeah, I don't know.
Splitting slices says that would be a Chris, right? He's right.
Oh, there you go. That would be
That's
Chris.
true. That would be what that is.
Yes. And if it was double-sided, it'd be like I don't even know what you would call 8 or 12 recurves. I don't know.
Yeah. I would like to see a recurve clip point. That's what I'd like to see. If Alex designed a knife, it would definitely have some Bowie clip pointness to it, I think. I mean, I'm a Persian fan. I'm a Persian fan.
I'm not a clip point fan.
I'm a huge Persian fan, but I think I would do a clip if I was doing it. Something American. Yeah. Yeah.
Aussie Mike.
Max Ace Dragon.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, the Max Ace Dragon. All right, let's go ahead and give away the link, okay? From the YouTube video. Let's get out of the way. We've been here 20-something. Now, just because we give away the main thing, you don't have to click off and leave, okay? We're going to be here another little bit because the other stuff, you do kind of need to be here to win the other stuff. The Kubi, the Shrey, that stuff you got to hang out for. All right, so let me slide this over here a little bit. All right, so what do I got to do? I already pasted the link in. Filter out duplicates. So if you commented 5 times, it's only going to get you once.
Relocate real quick.
One winner. I got to solve a problem so it knows I'm a real person. And we're going to upgrade to print. Max users can get 250 comments. Oh, well, I think a lot of the comments are maybe me. I don't know. We're going to see how it works. Let's get the comments. 100 comments. Okay. So amount of unique comments, 152. So start the raffle and pick the winner. You guys ready? If not, we're doing it anyway.
Splitting slices.
Such an awesome giveaway. Thank you,
out.
Dirk, and thanks to Yellow Day Energy. So at Guerrero 385, if you're in here, let me know.
Nice.
I'm going to just take a quick picture of that right now, so I have it.
I think it says the Watch and Cut channel, right?
No, it doesn't say that. Guerrero 385. So there you go. I took a picture. It's on the live stream. That's the winner. If you see this broadcast later, I'm going to go after today, after this video, go to that, find that comment in the 152 comments and reach out to them. And hopefully they get back to me. Like the problem is sometimes with
you should probably pick one more just in case somebody is not reached. You should pick two, man.
Maybe I can do that. I said one winner. Let's see if it lets me do it again. Start raffle, pick a winner. Pick another winner, just in case. All right. So Guerrero's winner, but we'll have a backup just in case.
Yeah, it's always a good idea, man. Come on, Watch and Cut channel.
A source of great content. Okay, well, we know this guy's.
All right, that is your backup, man.
Right, but this is the backup guy. Take a picture so I have it. Because yeah, sometimes people don't get back to you, so it's kind of sucks, but that's okay. I'll just pick the other guy, and yeah, sometimes people do say, "Oh, I don't want to win it; just give it to somebody else." So if the first guy, we'll work that out, okay? But there you go, and we'll work out which color because I have two different holders, a purpley one and a gray one. So
I like that. It's cool. It's like a model. He said that's modeled after the ghosts. From,
this is what he calls the Oogly Boo. It's a ghost from Pac-Man. It's his rendition on it, and that's what the beads are also. And the beads glow in the dark. They glow orange, and the back buttons of the lights glow green.
That's cool.
So these do not glow. I do have a bigger one, like a pencil holder, that does glow, that he made me before. So there you go. Okay, we'll see. Are people going to start dropping off now? Don't drop off because we got like 2 or 3 more things to give away. We'll get to those in a few minutes. But yeah, so I got a new knife. Now, we talk about FOMO, and in that comment, somebody made a comment in that video and asked me, so on the flip side, has there been anything in FOMO that you bought that you expected maybe not to like, but then you loved?
That goes back to what I was saying, man. Yeah, that does happen. So
Jim Skelton, I'm going to go back to him. He can talk a freaking Eskimo into buying ice. Okay. He's got a way with words. He's got the smooth salesman voice. And
hello, this is Jim here.
Yes. And I can say that because he's a good friend of mine and we chat all the time. So it's okay. I can make it a little fun. But he did a video years and years and years ago of the production Hellraiser. I literally remember I was watching his video. I was in bed, getting ready to go to bed. I paused the video. I jumped over to Red Horse website. I bought it, and I went back to his video to make sure that at the end, he didn't say, yeah, it's a piece of junk. Don't go buy it after I'd already bought it. Well, you guys know I have a bit of a Hellraiser problem now, and I blame Jim. So I've got several production versions, and I currently have 4 of the customs. And Ed, I just sent him a deposit on, he is making the very last custom Hellraiser ever.
And you've been spreading the wealth.
And I've been spreading the wealth. Now, this is a knife that people think is weird looking. And I have sent this to so many people to try. This particular one has made the rounds. Peter over at Therapeutic Edge, his wife Christine, they all did videos. They've all handled it. I sent it to Alex. I've sent it to anybody that wants to check it out, whether you got a YouTube channel or not. Sent it to my brother. My brother ran out and bought one. And he doesn't buy much. He's a Chris Reeve fan. Not that that's a bad thing, but most of his collection is Chris Reeve knives. But anybody that actually holds this and uses it, they generally just go buy one. So, which is kind of cool.
Yep.
And yes, Will B says Jim sold watches for years, so he is a good salesman. Yes, he did.
Yes, he did.
Like on Home Shopping Club or something. Like, not to belittle it. Like, it was on a TV show that he was selling watches. Absolutely.
Yeah, it was on public TV too, like CBS or one of those channels.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's had practice.
Yep. Professor EDC says, yeah, he gets it too, because he loves the hell. Once you get one in hand, you kind of fall in love with them. So that's one for me that I was hoping to buy sight unseen, as we mostly do. We mostly buy stuff sight unseen. Maybe we've seen a video of it, but we've never handled them. Most of the knives I bought, I've never handled it before. But other people that I watched on YouTube liked it, and I like them, and I sort of like the things that they liked. So I thought it was good. Then I was able to buy it and felt comfortable buying whatever it was. The Frank Fisher Battle. Never handled one before until I bought one for like 10 grand. That was the first one I ever bought. It's crazy. And now I've got a bit of a problem, but whatever. Who do I blame for my battle addiction? Tie addiction asks. Jim.
Yeah.
Jim did a video on the King battle, which I own, and I've been carrying for 345 something days now. He did a video on that specific knife when it was first brand new, and I saw the video and I fell in love. And then he did a video of his own personal kind of plain Jane battle, and I fell in love. So I now own the King battle that he filmed, which wasn't his. He was just filming it for Al, the original owner. And I own a plain Jane one that's very much like Jim's, but it was not Jim's before. I own other knives that Jim used to own. So I blame Jim on I blame Jim for a lot of my purchases.
I do too, man. I do too. I think the video that really got me of Jim's that made me buy one. I regret selling it ever since. It was a video of his that went really viral. Was when he did a video of the SOCOM. It was a production SOCOM Delta that was zombie edition.
Yes,
it had like a zombie blood splatter. I remember I had bought one of those because of his channel. Man, if you have one of those now, they're worth buco bucks.
Yep.
Yeah.
So Josh says, how do I purchase a custom Red Horse Hellraiser? You got to find one on the secondary market, because he's making his last one right now for me. He's not going to make them anymore. So you have to find on the secondary market.
There's a few of these floating around on the secondary, which is like their
kind of mid-tech. It's still a custom, but it's just kind of a plainer customs, I guess.
Yeah. And this one used to be really plain, actually, before he customized it. This was just like a straight like titanium one. But you can find these like around, and they're really, really nice.
You can also look on like Arizona Custom Knives and Slice FC or whatever it is. They will have them. No, I'm not going to say often, but they will have them from time to time.
Yep. They're fun.
Wyatt, this is a great question. Do you have a reason for carrying the battle for so long? It's gorgeous, but you have a great collection. So I was curious. I also blame Jim for a lot of purchases. So it started out when I bought the King battle. I was going to carry it for 101 days because I had bought a new watch at one point and was kind of challenged to wear it for 100 days. And I wore it for 101 days because the other guy only wore his for 100. So I had to one up it. So I was going to just start with the battle for like 100 days ish. And then I kind of started thinking, I'm just going to carry one knife for an entire year. So that's my goal. That's my plan. It runs out, I think, on December 27th of this year, maybe 28th. I got to look. And then I'm going to do a video on what does it mean? What did it do to me to carry the same exact knife for a year because it does something to you. You really bond with the piece. So like with that watch I wore for 100 days straight, I don't think I would ever sell that watch now. It's a Omega Deep Black Planet Ocean. It's all ceramic case with a rubber strap. I don't think I could ever sell it because I bonded with it for 100 days. The King Battle, I have no intention of selling anyway, but now that I'm going to carry it for an entire year and do videos about it, I probably won't ever sell it. But yeah, I've seen other YouTube people talk about, hey, I'm going to carry this knife for a year. And then like a month or two later, they sell it. So once I announced I was going to carry it for a year, I'm just going to carry it for a year, which means I have not yet carried my Raku that I bought at Blade Show West. It also means I have not carried my Stan Wilson non-flipper flipper. It also means I never carried my Todd Rexford. And I mean, I've only had the Jim Skelton one for a day, but I haven't carried this yet either. So
look what's in the knife box, guys.
Oh, there's that. That's another reason why I can't carry my non-flipper flipper, because I sent it down to Alex. That's Alex's Grail knife. And what do you that's a good kind of a segue into that. You've had it now for about a week, give or take. What do you think about it? Were you let down because it's your Grail, or did it reinforce your Grail status, or?
So that's an interesting question, because this knife is a knife that I've never handled before until now.
Right.
As you noticed, I opened it first try.
You did.
That was not the case the day I unboxed it. I'm like lagging on like cutting that video. I'll probably do it tonight, but now I understand the feedback that you get when you flip it. It's like not a continuous like thing, so you do have to give it a little inertia to like get it to open.
Yeah,
there's a trick to it.
There is. It's the first knife I ever had to learn and practice how to open.
Yeah. So I wanted it to fumble, so I let myself fumble on the TV live with it. I think I fumbled with it 2 or 3 times before I actually flipped it.
Yep.
It was
I got it.
way lighter weight than I expected. I expected it to be like a big, heavy brick, like heavy, like solid. That is probably the first thing that I was like, wait a minute, it's actually almost like the weight of a normal knife.
Yes, it's surprisingly light. Yes,
very deceivingly light.
I mean, it's not featherweight by any means, guys. It's
not
like
but
a 2-ounce knife or anything, but for its size and what you expect, it's light. It's like a normal knife.
Yeah, like I was actually shocked for a big, thick mechanical thing that's built. Yep. Yeah, and then some people said it's a little bit thick in the hand. Was another critique I heard before handling one. I disagree. It fit my hand perfectly.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, it's perfect. There's nothing wrong with it. I like the knife a lot.
It's
the only thing I don't like, actually, I gotta say one thing, is the amount of pressure it takes on the other flipper to close it. I usually close it by putting my thumb down, and then the other hand like manually closes the knife. I don't drop it close. Yeah. You
can practice with that, and you'll get a little bit better with the other flipper. Like I pull down with my thumb and push up with my finger, and then it falls, and then I move my hands out of the way and slam it. But
I can't do that with a knife I don't own, because I don't want to drop it.
No, you can do it. Whatever. I mean, it could be yours. You never know. Like, I don't know if that's a keeper for me. Well, I don't know if it's a keeper for me yet, honestly. Now, I did carry it one afternoon. I ran to my jewelry store to see my guy there about a watch and just kind of check in with him. And so I did take it there for like an hour and came back. It carries great in the pocket. It feels good in the hand. It's not it's bigger knife. It's not a Benchmade bug out, but it's totally carryable.
Yeah.
It's no problem. You could carry that thing every day for a year, no problem.
Yep.
Like it's totally user knife.
So it actually pleasantly surprised me if that is possible to do with your grill, you know?
That's
So
awesome.
yeah, I mean, and then the blade, the hand grind on the blade
Yep.
was extremely flawless. So was the finish. I know it's not a new knife, I get it, but
Yeah. No, it's not brand
that
new. I bought it used also, and
but that it looks it the knife like is it's a flawless knife, man. Like the
agreed.
grind, everything, like
Yep.
it's somebody put a lot of hours into that thing. So if it does end up going on the market, I guess I'm gonna have to remove one of these shelves, just like
Yeah.
start selling everything.
Yeah,
And I
because that's
will
not a cheap knife. That's a 5-figure knife.
for that, I will do that. I will sell
That,
stuff for
you know,
something like this.
I
Yeah.
might sell it. I don't know, honestly. That one is one that I'm kind of torn on. And that's not, I think for me, I like the idea of the knife more than I like the knife. I like the idea that I own a Stan Wilson. He's the OG. He'd like, you say that name and people like stand. It's like E.F. Hutton. When E.F. Hutton talks, people listen. When you say Stan Wilson, people listen. Oh, Stan Wilson. So I like that. I like it's a non-flipper flipper because it's an engineering marvel. But I don't know if I love it I don't know if I love it.
Yeah. Well,
So non-flipper flippers look Wyatt. Non-flipper flipper looks so clean. I'm coming up on a Ron Best, very nice. Coming up in mid-February. What does one do after getting a Grail knife? That's a great question. Most people, 9 out of 10 people, are just going to pick a different Grail. I got my Grail, the Frank Fisher Battle. I didn't have a specific configuration. I just wanted a battle. So I got one. I loved it. I had an opportunity to get a second. I loved it. I had an opportunity to get the third, the fourth, the fifth, sixth, seventh. I love them all, and I can't sell any of them because it's my Grail. And hence, I've been carrying one for almost a year. I have not picked another Grail. I've gotten a Todd Rexford since I bought the battle. I've gotten a non-flipper flipper since I've gotten the battle. So there are knives that I want, but there are no other knives that are Grail status for me. And I don't think I'm going to have another Grail. For me, you achieve your Grail, I'm good. I'm done. I'll still buy knives and there's things I want, but nothing matches a Grail status for me.
yeah, I think I'm kind of in the same boat. I think I'm getting closer to the point to now wanting to chase a grail, if that makes sense. After like handling so many knives over the
Yep.
years and all that, like I've gotten the feel of like what a knife should and could be, right? Like in big, ugly, scary knives to,
Mm-hmm.
like small little pocket things and I think like after I get my Grail knives, I'm probably just gonna do probably what you do, and that's just kind of sit tight and start focusing on just a couple makers, that
Yep.
sort of thing. But at that point, that's probably a point where like I still want to buy a few productions here and there because if I
Right.
continue to do a channel, I'm gonna have to talk about something,
Right.
And at that
Yeah.
point, that might be a smart time to do what you're supposed to do, which is buy like 4 or 5, then flip for 5, and then,
Right.
So that's the plan for me, anyways, when I get to Grail status.
Yep. So until the trap takes us, asks Dirk, any new Medfords as of late? Funny you should mention this because I know Alex wants to pick
Yes.
something up. So this is a good segue into the current events of Medford, I guess.
Yeah. So this will be a
Um,
fun last 15 minutes because I already told Dirk he's not getting out of this one. For obvious reasons, Dirk doesn't like to have
I
conversations about Medford knives, and
right.
we all know why. We're not going to make him explain.
I have moved on, so I have not bought any new Medford knives. I have sold almost all of my knives about 3 or 4 years ago now. All of
But
my Medford knives,
but
and
but
I
Dirk
I own
says he,
3 left that are significant to me from the first Centurion event that I went to, and those 12 guys that I am still good friends with, and we still talk in a group chat all the time. Still now, like 6 years later, I think now. I have one from the second Centurion event, and I have the grenade tie that Greg made special for us original 12. Those are the 3 that I kept. I sold everything else off and bought other cool stuff.
Well, you have another opportunity now to buy one because Greg Medford wants you to fuck.
Yeah, so the latest news.
Let's explain that one.
You get there's a 30% discount if you get somebody pregnant between right now, December, whatever day it was. There's a specific date in December, and March 5th, I think, early March. And if you get somebody, if you conceive a child during that time, and you can prove it with a doctor's note and a sonogram picture, you get 30% off of, I guess, anything at the I don't know, 30% off one knife. I didn't get all of the specific details.
30% off any knife is what it was.
But I don't know.
Isn't that a really expensive way to get a coupon that's only probably like maybe like what's 30% off a usual knife of his, like a couple $100?
Yeah, so a typical knife's going to be $1,000-ish bucks, let's say. So 30% off is $300. I can tell you how to save even more money.
Yeah.
Go to secondary market and you're going to get it for at least 50, if not 70%. And it will still be brand new because somebody will have bought it, found out they don't like it, they'll never have carried it, and they will sell it for half or less of new. So if it was $1,000 new, I'm literally just saw some in my Facebook group today that were $495 and they were new, I think like $1,000. So less than half is what they go for on the secondary market. So if you really want to save money, don't get anybody pregnant and just buy a Medford on the secondary market, and you'll save 50 or 60%.
What if it was a Chinese baby, though? That's what Luck Knife said.
I don't know. I haven't got to those comments yet. So we'll catch up to the comments in a minute.
Did you see there's knife memes on Facebook rebrought the picture of the Medford shirt?
T-shirt.
Remember the shirt?
I can't with these guys. So Ugly Skull has a good comment here. What catches your eye most? Full-on handmade customs or the fancy machined ones? Both. Really, that's the answer. I mean, like the fancy machine ones. So like the Koenig Ariuses, and I know those are not like custom fancy machines, but they're fancy machines. And the Holt Specters and things like that. They got a lot of milling and a lot of stuff. Those just don't do anything for me. I've owned a Koenig Arius for a while because I wanted one so bad. And then I owned it and I'm like, I don't want it. So I sold it. Same with the Holt Specter. I wanted one so bad. I bought it, had it for a couple of months and sold it. But like the Frank Fisher Battles, he does a lot of that on CNC machines. But there's no fancy milling and stuff. It's different. So I don't know. I don't have a good answer specifically for that. I like both.
I think the handmade customs are fun because even with imperfections, it gives it a little bit of like a handmade look and feel. Mm-hmm. It's more of art. I think machine-made knives are fun too because they're so crisp.
Yes.
That it stands out, that how crisp it's cut and rounded. And then like even like Brian from Sharp by Design does everything on the CNC. He does a hollow grind on a dagger profile with a CNC. Yeah. So when you do stuff like that, you're like, dude, that's impressive. And it's CNC. It's not handmade, right? So it depends what we're talking about, I think.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
So Rob, my good friend in Utah, asks, interesting question you should ask. How long have your viewers EDC the knife? I'm almost at a year. Rob is actually at 3.5 years for a Dervish Shiba, which I'm not familiar with. It's a working man's Hellraiser. He wouldn't EDC any of his Red Horse Hellraisers. Well, I do EDC your old Red Horse Hellraisers because I bought 3 of them from Rob. So the one super fancy one, I don't really EDC because I just don't like the clip on that Damasteel one. If it had a normal clip, I'd probably like it better, but it doesn't, so that's okay. But the one that Jim Skelton used to own, and then Rob owned, and now I own, that one I carried the piss out of when I first got it. So yeah, comment down below. How long have you carried a knife? This is the longest you guys have carried a knife.
Damn, I can't even answer that question.
Oh,
I have no idea.
Yeah, Lee Lerman, Sigma 6. Dude, I don't have 9 years to wait for a book spot.
Yeah, that's another knife that I would like. That is another Grail status knife, along with like a Black Snow Customs, you know. But those are not knives that I have to have. Like, but I do think Lee Lerman is a good person to bring up as one of like the top dogs in the industry.
Yeah, Nick, thank you very much. The only thing he likes about Medford is that's how he met me. It was very nice, kind. Yeah, we did. We met over that because he bought some and wanted to ship them to me rather than straight to New Zealand, because I think Medford wouldn't. A lot of companies don't want to ship out to New Zealand, Australia, and some of these places. So I offer my services for free to just send me the stuff and I'll ship them out to you guys. It's no big deal. Let's see. Knife guys hanging around at the hospitals looking for new mothers to sign their Medford papers. Knife guys hanging around at hospitals looking for new mothers to sign their Medford papers. Funny.
Good idea.
That is really actually funny.
I have a 31-year-old coworker that I'm trying to get to do that for me. I said, you know, man, you're not married, you don't have a girlfriend. It's time to get somebody pregnant. Oh, and you only have till March to do it.
Yeah, you only have till March. So Will B says he has twins. That's more than double the work from my friends that have twins. Kids aren't cheaper than knives, and once you have them, you can't afford the same knife. That's so true.
That was the thing. That was the disclaimer I was trying to say. Before you kids go out there and you decide that, you know, Greg's going to give you 30% off of his knife, just remember that the kid is way more expensive than $200 or $300.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm 7 years into it. I can vouch for that. I mean, just my daughter's healthcare alone was like $400 a month. That's just healthcare. So that Medford doesn't do much, you know.
Yeah, exactly. You're saving $300. It's not worth the raising a kid, but that's whatever.
No. But I thought that was funny though.
It was kind of a funny, unique, interesting thought that I would have never. I would have had that fleeting thought at night, and then I would have left it and never mentioned it in public. But Will B said he carried his Norseman for more than 8 months straight after he got it. But now but I carry about 5 or so at a time. 5 now. CPM carried a RJ Martin. I'm not surprised. I love my RJ Martin. CPM has about a dozen of them, I think, at this point. I don't even know. For 9 months max. Those are great. I carried the hell out of my RJ Martin Q36.
Yeah,
I still love it. I've done videos. If I had one knife in my collection I could only keep, it would be this one. Over the battles I love more, but if I could only keep one knife, this would probably be it, because it is much more.
Because then you have to think about using it.
EDC carry and things like that. So that's me.
I do have one thing to say about the Norseman. I kind of felt that way too when I first got it.
I like
for it a lot. Oh wow, that's cool.
That's an interesting one to carry for a year, actually, but that's great.
Yep. I have one of those. I like those. Actually, and come to think of it, it's probably been over a year since I've carried my Evo.
Time to get on it.
Yeah.
Kershaw and Turbo Scale, Daydream, and a Spyderco K390.
Actually, since we were talking about these,
yes,
I'm going to keep this out to carry probably in the next few days.
Awesome. Wow, carrying my trusty small Sebenza 21 Insigno. That's my favorite blade that Sebenza that Chris Reeve makes, is the Insigno blade, for 6 years now.
That's great, man.
So
I love Sabenzas.
do you carry another knife or just that one knife? That's it for 6 years. The
Yeah,
small 21s were a little small for me. I had a large 31 with the Insigno blade and carbon fiber inlays. I loved it. I loved it. I had it for several years. I carried it a lot, but I did sell it. Oh,
yeah, we
Paul
got a
Mighty
couple guys saying
Harris.
7 every day for 7 years. Wyatt, you got a bunch of people have been carrying, doing some long-term carry.
Yeah, which is great. I'm good at
Nobody every day carries a Medford.
I said I was one and done also, but then I ended up with a second son from my second wife. So, what are you going to do? Paul says the $700 Medford will end up costing you 100 plus grand in 18 years. Yep. Wyatt, Dirk, do you find that the battles have a consistent detent and feel overall, or is there a bit of variance even within the same maker? There's a little bit of difference because when he makes the battles, there's like 12 different sizes. And some are a little thinner, some are a little thicker. Some of the flipper tabs are shaped differently. And so those ones will flip a little different. They're similar, but they are all very unique, actually. And I think that's just kind of common with handmade customs, even from the same maker. Like when I bought this one at the show, the Raku, there was 4 of them there. All 4 of them had a different action. Now, partially because Darren Thomas had different springs and was working on different actions, but every one of these that I have handled, not just those 4, but several others, all slightly different. Because even though they're handmade, and that's because they're handmade customs, they're not going to be like coming off of assembly line where they're exactly the same in every tolerance.
Yeah, the detent inset might be a little bit deeper.
Nailed it.
Longer, things like that. Yeah.
Oh,
Is,
Cliff. Coach Cliff up in Alaska, good friend. He carried a Sebenza 21 for about 5 years straight before he got sucked into this hobby. Yep. And I helped to contribute because I sold him a custom Hellraiser from Rob that I need to buy back from him because I said I would at some point, and I've left him hanging. But yeah, good guy. Sweet. Oh, here's 7 years. Wyatt carried an Elschwitz Sparta for 7 years. I think that's the winner now. 7 years.
Yep.
Let me just get to the end of the comments, and then we'll give some more stuff away. Wow. Ron Crow. Dirk, has anyone mentioned that you sound a lot like Skelton? Same syntax, speech pattern? Nobody has ever said that. The only thing they've compared me to Skelton is that I am kind of a cross between Nick Shabazz and Jim Skelton. Because Jim Skelton started out doing all the high-end stuff, and Nick Shabazz started out doing all the production stuff. I do all of it. So I have heard people say that I'm kind of a mix between the two, but I've never heard anybody say that I sound like him. That's interesting. That's fine. Ha! CPM carried his donut Medford at this friend's wedding. Definitely a fun conversation. That's awesome.
I don't have much to say about donut stuff,
Here's somebody else that says every DSK, Dan Sullivan Knives, D10 is slightly is different that I've tried and heard about. Yeah, I think that's just normal. But see, what's funny about that, I've handled a lot of Sebenzas. Every Sebenza I have handled has all felt the same, other than Alex's because he took it apart and he polished and spit shined the washers and made it all fancy. But any normal out of the box one, they all have the same feel. Every Medford, even though they're production, they're all freaking different.
I did do a good job on that Sebenza, though. That thing is glassy.
Knives chimes in. Yeah, he just did a video or posted on Instagram or Facebook or something. His Click dual action knife that I have a video coming out on Wednesday morning about that Guri, my friend, sent me. All right, let me
Tuck knives.
Yeah, Tuck knives.
I love Tuck knives, man.
I wish it was bigger. That's my only thing. The click is small. If
They
it was
make all most of their knives are smaller though.
if it was bigger, I would like it more, but that's a personal preference. There's nothing wrong with the knife. It was very cool.
I really wanted one of their sparrows.
Share. All right, so let's start. We're going to give you guys a few more seconds. I got a few things. So we're going to pick a few winners, right? But you got to still be here. We got a headlamp from Bright Night Lights, USB-C rechargeable. I've got the box and everything. It's new. I never wore it. Best Tech knives. I'm sorry, Kubi. Very similar to the Best Techs. We got one of those. And a brand new Schrade OTF. Okay. All right, let's just start collecting some names. How is there only 8 entries? Let me refresh the screen. Maybe that's why. Oh, geez. Now I'm in trouble. Okay, there you go. Choose the live stream. Go here. Hashtag 10K. Exclude when doing multiple draw. I don't know what that means, but okay. Start collecting.
That means
how's there only
entries?
That doesn't make sense. Let me.
No. Because there's
oh, it was building up. There was 19 before I clicked out. I think it takes a minute to get them. Technical difficulties. Oops, not 300.
Go back.
All right, let's just let it sit for a minute.
Let's do this.
22. Let's just give it a minute to sit. Because I thought I'd grabbed more. Yeah, 23, because somebody just chimed in. Maybe there's only that many. I don't know. 24. We'll give it a second. But thanks for hanging out, guys. Thanks for helping me get to 10,000 subscribers. That's super awesome. I'm going to do another live stream on Wednesday night, which is my 5-year anniversary. And I'll probably give away some stuff also at that point. I may not wear the goofy Santa hat because it's kind of warm on my head, but I started, so I'm kind of committed now. But yeah, I really appreciate it. I'm not sure I would, listen to me every day, drone on, but, I appreciate you guys doing it. So that's super cool. All right, let's just draw somebody and see what happens. Nick Travaglini.
Sweet.
Let me know what you want. Since you were the first pick, you get to pick the headlamp, the Kubi, or the OTF. Hopefully you're still here. And you're going to comment. Hopefully. We'll get back to you because we got 2 other things to give away. So we'll just go back. Do I got to pick it all again or will it keep it? Nah, geez. Come on, people. 10K. I am here. Holy crap. Okay, so he's here. That's good.
Cool.
Let's collect some more. All right, so think about it, Nick. Think about what you want. So you're here. So
He said, don't pick that light. What do you mean? That looks great on your forehead.
Yeah. So, Nick, what do you want? Think about it before we draw the next person. Well,
I think I kind of like that OTF, man.
All right, we're just going to pick somebody, and Nick will tell me in a second. What OTF is it again? It's the Schrade Uproar. It's nothing super fancy. It's brand new. I did a video on it. I think they're like $40 or something like that. It's like a 3-inch blade, 7.5 inches overall, D2. No serrations on it or anything. It's decent OTF. Take the Kubi. Okay, so the Kubi is gone. It's kind of cool.
Nice.
Kind of upswept, but it's brand new. It's super cool.
Nice.
All right, so send me a message, Nick and M17. M17, are you here? Instagram, Facebook, email is in the description of every video, and let me know. I need your address.
Oh, look, in the corner it says you can draw again. You see that?
Oh, I can just click the draw again. Okay. M17. Yeah. Do you want the light or the OTF?
Nope. He says I'm here.
M17, light or OTF? You got a second while we pick the next person, but you get to choose. So you're really picking for you and the next person. I know. It's a big decision.
I'll take the light. Okay. He got the light. Very useful.
Same thing. This is actually really great. What's cool about it is it's a like it retracts. It comes out, and then you just twist it, and it kind of rolls it all back up. Oh, so that was, I actually thought was pretty cool. And then you can adjust it up and down, and all that stuff too. So it's actually a pretty cool light, and it's got red LED as well as white light.
Nice. So you can be tactical.
Yep. All right. So we'll draw one more for the Charade Uproar. So M17 and Nick, shoot me messages. Let me know what your address is and all that. Oh! No! New Zealand Nick, I have your address. I have your address. Obviously, I didn't plan any of this.
You're going to send them
I could have put
even more legal
already taped it. Yeah, I'm going to have to talk to him on the side if that's going to make it through customs and stuff. I don't know. I'll have to ask. But I know where he is, and if this isn't good enough, I've got another Kubi or something I'll send him instead. But
congrats,
there
Nick.
You go. Congrats, winners. Thank you very much for hanging out today. I appreciate all you guys, and stay tuned. There's some really cool videos coming.
Dude, 49 people.
Yeah, when the shipping costs more than the price. Yes, you're right. But fortunately, I have 3 big fixed blades that I have to send to New Zealand, so I can just throw that in the same box. So not so bad. And the other shipping, I don't know if M17 and Nick are here in the United States or not, but it doesn't matter. We'll get them to them. But sweet. I think it was a pretty successful show. Any last questions from anybody in the group for today?
Yeah, that was pretty fun, man. Oh, by the way, thanks for my Dirk stickers. I got them on here in my wall.
Oh yeah, you will also get every winner will get one of my stickers. And these were actually designed by Chris at Yellow Day Energy. He's the guy I paid to do the logo design for me. So it's pretty cool. At some point, I don't know, I thought, like, in talking to Chris, because Chris does patches and everything, I thought about doing a patch. I don't know. Would anybody want a patch? It's been on my mind. Maybe patches, maybe challenge coins, maybe t-shirt. I don't know. I'm not trying.
I think a funny t-shirt is what people would actually buy. You need a funny saying and then put it on a t-shirt.
I might be able to do that.
Something maybe with a Dirk Discussion thing. I don't know.
Yeah, somebody did want a hashtag Dirk Discussion sticker or something at one point, which I don't have, but I mean, I can make stuff. Somebody asked if they could buy a sticker. No, but you can just, Louis, you can just shoot me a message and I'll send one to you in the mail. It's fine. Other people have reached out and I just put it in a, post office with a stamp. No big deal. So yeah, if you want a sticker, shoot me a message. I'll put one in the mail. You other guys that won stuff, message me, Facebook, Instagram, email, and I'll get those shipped out. Hopefully I can get all the winning stuff shipped out like Monday, Tuesday, other than Nick's. That's going to go with his big fixed blades. Because with the holidays now, I'm going to stop shipping.
Yeah.
Too much stuff's getting lost, getting stolen. Like I just, yeah. So. Yep.
We all know about that.
Right. All right. Thanks, Nick, for messaging me on Instagram. That's awesome. Yeah. So there you go. Let's not ramble and keep it going. Thank you all very much. We appreciate you. EDC Hour. This is number 65. Can you believe we've been doing this for 65 episodes?
It's pretty good, man.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. It's been fun. And here's to another year of shows. We got one more show before the end of the year, I think, the 22nd. I think we're close to the holidays, but I think we're going to squeeze that in.
I think so.
Maybe have a guest, maybe not. We'll see. But yeah, we'll be back one more time before the end of the year. It'll be kind of our end of the year show. We'll talk about maybe our goals and plans for next year in the hobby.
Wow, it's already time to start doing those best knife of 2024 video, huh?
I don't know.
Can you believe it?
I need to do a state of the collection video because I try to do those in December. Just more so for my own like record keeping. Like that way I can go back and see the video 5 years from now and see where I was. So I do try to do that, but it's a lot of work when you got 70 knives. I got to do it like a couple, 3 videos, break it up. Nobody wants to sit here for an hour and listen to me talk about the whole collection. That'd be too much. So, all right, there you go, guys. Thanks for watching. Have a fantastic rest of your weekend now that it's dark outside. And have a good week.
One more time before the end of the year.
Yep. We'll see you again next time. And be sure to check out Alex's videos. And I've got another video coming out tomorrow morning as well.
Sounds good.